Right. Hello, fans, viewers, and subscribers. You're joining me, Ruku, today on a different platform. So far, it's working. Um, I'm going to be doing a live pub quiz. So far, no one's here with me, sadly. I will carry on regardless. If there's no one here with me, I shall do the pub quiz as normal, and I will be reading out the answers later. So if you are watching this at the end, then just watch this back if you're not watching this live. Yeah, I'm just going to give it a minute. I'm just going to see if anyone comes in live. Anyone going to join me? I have my set of questions here. Set of questions I've got here for my live pub quiz today. I'm just going to bring these up. Can I? No, I can't. This is really annoying. I have to flick back and forth. I mean, what sort of prick does that? I don't know. Right. Anyway, enough of the Stewie Griffin. Right. Okay. Shall we get started? It's technically three. No, it's not. It's 1 minute past one. Is it? 2 minutes past one. So yeah, we'll suppose we get started. So this is how it's going to work, fans. I will be asked there. I'll be reading out questions. And these are all to do with Great Britain and the UK in general, because it's St George's Day here. Be proud to be British. And what we're going to do is I'll read out the questions, and what we're going to do then is I'll give you guys time to answer them, and once you've answered them, then I'll go back at the end and I'll give you the correct answers. So that's how it's going to work. We're going to literally read through the questions, answer the questions. Some of them are multiple choice, so you have options on what you think the answer could be. Others are just mandatory. They're just simple questions, simple answers, etc. Right, so here we go. I'm just going to excuse me. Right, hope everyone's got a pen and paper ready, and we'll begin. So let's start off with oh yeah, by the way, they are in sections. I must just forget that they are in sections. What we have is 5 sections. Each section has 5 questions and answers, obviously. Each point you get is, I'm going to score it at 5. So each round or each question you can score 5 points, and the winner at the end will be the one with the highest points. So no cheating. So get off Google if you are on Google. I'm watching you. Get off Google. No cheating. Not in my pub quiz. Right. Anyway, this is just for fun, so let's begin. So section number 1 is all about British culture. So British culture. So question number 1. What is the population of Great Britain? That's what is the population of Great Britain? I'll give you a few minutes to write these answers down. Just guess what you think is the population of Great Britain at current. Okay. Question number 2. What is the British national anthem called? That's a nice easy one. What is the Great British anthem called? Ooh. Question number 3. What is the Queen to England? A silver servant, B, a reptilian, or C, the Queen? So what is the Queen to England? A silver servant, B, a reptilian, or C, the Queen? So just write down A, B, C, or D, whatever you think the answer is to that question. Exactly what I think the answer is, but I can't really say until the end. So unfortunately, I can't give out any answers. I may be open to bribes. Okay. This is quite a hard one, and I didn't know the answer to this. I had a rough idea, but this wasn't what I thought it was. So question number 4. How many overseas territories does the UK have? That's how many overseas territories does the UK have? So how many UK territories does the UK have? I got this wrong. There was a few that and the workmen are starting to drill. Lovely. So that's quite a tough question, that one. I will accept a number for that one. So, and if you can name the islands which Great Britain owns as in territories, you'll get bonus points for that. Question number 5. What is England's most popular religion? So what is England's most popular religion? What is our most popular religion here in England? So get writing. That should be a nice easy one. So again, I'll just run over those questions again, just in case if you've missed them. So number 1 was, what is the population of Great Britain? And again, just write down what you think, roundabout, doesn't have to be exact, but how many people you think live in the UK. Number 2 was, what is the British national anthem called? Nice easy one. Number 3 is, what is the Queen to England? A silver servant, B, a reptilian, or C, the Queen. Number 4 was, how many overseas territories does the UK have? And again, just name some, or even a number will do. If you can name quite a few of them, you'll get extra points. Remember, each question correctly is worth 5 points. So I'll give you an extra bonus point if you can name some of those territories. And finally, number 5 is, what is England's most popular religion? So what is England's most popular religion? Matty Dan, nice to see you, buddy. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, nice, as Bruce Forsyth once said. Right, so let's go over the first section, see how many you got right. These workmen, man, they need to fuck off. I don't know if you can hear this on the live stream, they're drilling away, it's really annoying. Let's go over the answers, shall we? So for section number 1, don't forget there's 5 sections to this, each with 5 questions. So number 1 was, what's the population of Great Britain? The answer to that was about 66 million people, or thereabouts. So, Matty Dan, you said 56 million? That's pretty close. That is pretty close. You should be proud of that one, because that was a bloody good guess. What is the British national anthem called? Did anyone get that one? Anyone get that one? No one's got that one, so we'll skip over that. The answer to number 3 was, what is the Queen to England? A silver servant, B, a reptilian, or C, the Queen? Of course, she's the Queen of England. I'll give you a bonus point if you said reptilian, which no one has, because I just think that's quality that she's a reptilian. Please don't shoot me. Oh dear. Right. How many overseas territories does the UK have? Did anyone get a number? I can see Sparta Beer Reviews has actually said Gibraltar, which I'll give you a point for that, because Gibraltar is one of them. So well done, Sparta Beer Reviews. You get a point for that. So there you go. Gibraltar from Sparta Beer Review. He got that spot on. Get 1 point for that. If you can give me the exact number, and don't Google it for Christ's sake, then I will give you 5 points for that. And earlier we see Matty Dan coming close with 56 million, which was a bloody good guess. I was miles off that when I said that. Well, when I was guessing myself, I was playing along myself earlier, and it was miles off. Right. What else do we have? What is England's most popular religion? I will, do you know what? Because no one's actually said it, but Matty Dan and Sparta Beer Reviews, you've both got. I'm going to give you both a point for that. So you get 5 points each for that. It is, of course, Matty Dan missing off D there. It is, of course, the Church of England. I'll accept Christianity as well. So any of those, you've got 5 points for that. Don't forget, guys, start tallying up your points. Because I'm not, so I'm leaving out to you to decide how many points you got. Matty Dan says 3. Was that how many territories did Great Britain own? So the answer actually to the how many overseas territories does the UK have, the answer is 13. And among them are the Cayman Islands, the British Virgin Islands, Gibraltar, Iberian Peninsula, and St Helena. So yeah, you would have got a bonus point if you'd have got some of them. But as I say, Sparta got one there with Gibraltar, so he gets 1 point for that. Okay, so hopefully you've all done that. Now I'll move on. Is everyone ready to move on? Matty Dan says, yep. 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 So I ever watched that? What's it called? Auction Hunters or something? Well, that guy, Dave Hester, isn't it? Yep. Gets on my nerves, that geezer. Right, are we ready for section number 2? Section number 2 is all about British landmarks. So if you're good at geography or you just got some good knowledge, then you'll probably be good at this. Some of these are quite hard, some of these are easy. So are we ready? Right. Question number 1 for British landmarks. What is the largest lake in the UK? That's what is the largest lake in the UK? If you don't know it, have a guess. I had an idea of what the largest lake in the UK was, but I apparently got it wrong, so I wasn't far off, but okay. Number 2, roughly, how old is Stonehenge? So that's roughly how old is Stonehenge? A, 1 day old. B, 1,000 years old. C, 10,000 years old. Or D, 5,000 years old. So that's how old is roughly Stonehenge? A, 1 day. B, 1,000. C, 10,000. Or D, 5,000. Okay, we've got some good answers coming in here. Right, okay. Question number 3. What national park provided inspiration for William Wordsworth's sonnets? So again, what national park provided inspiration for William Wordsworth's sonnets? Anyone who knows who William Wordsworth is, he was a poet, an old English speaking gentleman, as it were, you know, sort of like OK Yard type guy. And yeah, I don't really follow anything that he's done. I think he's really boring and he's a bastard. A bit like Shakespeare, he's a prick as well. Should have been shot at birth, that cunt. Right. Oh, Matty Dan's coming with some good answers there. Again, I will be going over these answers in a minute. Question number 4. How many miles can you see from the London Eye? So if you was at the London Eye, how many miles could you see in front of you? Is it A, 10, B, 15, C, 25, or D, 30? That's how many miles can you see from the London Eye? Is that A, 10 miles, B, 15 miles, C, 25 miles, or D, 30 miles? And again, I got this wrong again. I wasn't far off, but I did get it wrong myself, so I'm like, oh no, what's happening? Right, I'm lost. Where am I now? Okay, so question number 5 for the British landmarks. What forest was created by William the Conqueror in 1079? That's what forest was created by William the Conqueror in 1079. Good old William the Conqueror. Don't know much about him, but that's question number 5 for the second half, second category. So I'll read that out again. What forest was created by William the Conqueror in 1079? 1079 being the key date. Right, so I'll just run through the questions again and then I'll give the answers. So, what was the largest lake in the UK? How old is Stonehenge? What national park provided inspiration for William Wordsworth's sonnets? How many miles can you see from the London Eye? And finally, what forest was created by William the Conqueror in 1079? 1079 with Jeremy Clarkson. Right, okay, let's go over the answers. So number one was the largest lake in the UK. I'm not sure if this is true or not because there's very conflicting information. So I will accept a few answers on this one. It's actually Loch Need in Northern Ireland. So yeah, the Northern Ireland Loch Need. Loch Need. I can't really do an Northern Irish accent for that. Question number two. Hang on, did anyone get that? Just checking. Did anyone get that? Matty Dan said Windermere. No. Okay, no one's got that. Right. Moving on. Right. So the answer to question number two: how old is Stonehenge? A, 1 day. B, 1,000. C, 10,000. Or D, 5,000. The answer is D, 5,000. Matty Dan, you've got that. There we go, 5,000. So you get 5 points for that. You blatantly Googled that. I told you, don't Google it. It's not the way to do the quiz. Right, Stonehenge, baby. Right, so what national park provided inspiration for William's Wordsworth sonnets? It was, of course, the Lake District in Cumbria. So no one's got that. No one got that. I'm not surprised because that was quite a tough one. Even I didn't know that. Number four was how many miles can you see from the London Eye? A, 10, B, 15, C, 25, or D, 30? The answer is C, 25. Did anyone get that? No one got that. Okay, no one got that. That's interesting. Obviously, guys, I will be taking a break and having a general chat in between this next one. So don't worry, it's not all just about a quiz. We're going to have a bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke. So don't worry, it's not all serious with Stewie Gritton. I'm losing where I am. Right, number five was what forest was created by William the Conqueror in 1079? The answer was, of course, New Forest. Matty Dan, you blatantly Googled that again. If you haven't, well done. If you didn't actually Google that, then well done. You've got some good knowledge there, my friend. I probably would have Googled that. So yeah, New Forest. New Forest. What's new about it? I don't know because it's so old. It's 1079 for fuck's sake. That's not exactly new, is it? I don't know why he called it New Forest either. Maybe he just decided that it was a forest that he'd never seen before, and he thought, I declare this New Forest. Who knows? I don't know the ins and outs of that, but it'd be interesting to know. And obviously, that was in the New Forest is actually in New Hampshire, so a bonus point if you knew that. So Matty Dan says, "No, me no history." Nah, man, me no history. No, man, me no history. Love that. Love that. Right, let's take a break. We've got some more questions coming up. So just for the time being, I'm going to have a little bit of a break. So now's your time to just have a general chat. So I do believe, Matt, it's probably just me and you now because whoever joined us, was it Sparta? He's now gone. He's disappeared. So yeah, let's just have a general chat. Let's do whatever, just for 5-10 minutes. I mean, it is St George's Day today, so got to feel a bit patriotic, haven't we? Very patriotic, and we've got to go out there, fly the British flag for us, and kick the shit out of dragons. Apparently, is what George did. Was it? Did he kick the shit out of a dragon? I think he did, didn't he? He beat a dragon with nothing more than, from what I got, was some armor plating. Which, if dragons do breathe fire, the last thing you want to be wearing is metal, because metal heats up and it will burn you, and you're going to be extremely uncomfortable and cooks like a chicken. So there you go. Right. Anything else we want to talk about while we're having this little break? I would be grabbing a beer right now, but the truth is I had a couple of beers last night and got extremely excruciating heartburn. That fucking killed. So yeah, I'm going to lay off the beer today. As much as I want a beer because it's St George's Day, I'm going to lay off it. Right. Okay. Should we go back to the questions? Let's go back to the questions. Let's go back. I'm addicted to doing Stewie Griffin, by the way, so if I'm doing it too much, please tell me to shut up. Right, section number 3. I think you if you're a certain age, you'll get a majority of these right. And this is a classic, I think, from most people's childhood. So section number 3 is, of course, British wrestlers. Who didn't love watching wrestling when you was a kid? Heartburn's sign of nuclear. What the hell's a nuclear? I don't know what that is. Does it mean I'm going to have a heart attack sometime? Maybe. Man, if drink I drink, it wouldn't surprise me if my arteries have had it. My heart can't take it anymore. My heart will go on. Right. Oh, ulcer. Oh, okay. Not good then. I don't want an ulcer. Do one. Right. Back to section 3. British wrestlers. Who didn't watch wrestling when they was a kid and try and perform your moves on your brothers or your sisters? I think we all did that. Getting people in the sharpshooter, headlocks, kicking the shit out of each other. Good times. Right, so question number 1. How did Malcolm Kirk die? So Malcolm Kirk was also under the ring name of King Kong. So how did King Kong die? I'll give you a bonus. Do you know, I'll give you a bonus 5 points if you can tell me where he died and how he died and what year. So that's how did Malcolm Kirk die, or how did King Kong die? King Kong, he was a big bloke as well, big fat geezer. Number 2, did the British Bulldog get in the Hall of Fame? True or false? Did the British Bulldog get in the Hall of Fame? True or false? Love the British Bulldog. He was one of my favourite wrestlers as a kid. Just seen Matty's Dan for the King Kong one. That's hilarious. I'm going to share that one with you later. It's a good one, that. That's a good one. Right. Number 3. How much, roughly, does William Regal weigh? So, William Regal, how much does he weigh? I'll accept pound or kilo for this. So, what you think, or how much you think he weighs. Just to have if you don't know, Matty Davis had no idea to that. How much does William Regal weigh? No idea. This is why it's a quiz. You've got to get your thinking cap on. William Regal, good technical wrestler back in the day. Who's William Regal? William Regal was, I can't think of what tag teams he was in now. He used to be in WWF years ago, WCW, Red Trunks. And the funny thing is, back in WCW, what I used to love about him was he used to take the piss. It's like most wrestlers are like built like shit asses, and they come down like, look at me, I'm going to kick the shit out of you. Regal wasn't that sort of type of guy. He was sort of quite flabby, but he had a reasonable physique. And I'll never forget, he used to come down the ring, and I could do his muscles, do his muscles like that. Then what you do is just put your finger behind it and push it up like that. Just comical. That's what made me laugh about him. I quite liked him. Very good technical wrestler as well, William Regal. His finishing move was the brass knuckles. He used to get a pair of knuckle dusters and smack people around the head with it. Big Daddy. Yeah, okay. So you'll know Big Daddy then, because that is one of my next questions, I do believe. So you'll probably get this one right. So here we go. Question number 4. What was Big Daddy's middle name in wrestling? What was Big Daddy's middle name in wrestling? It was Big Daddy something something. There was a nickname that he had. What was it? What was his ring name? I mean, even I know this. Again, he was a big bloke and all. No way, he got done for kiddie fiddling. Is that true? Big Daddy got done for kiddie fiddling. You sure? Wouldn't have put him down as a paedophile, but there you go. Big Daddy. Okay. Question number 5. How tall was Giant Haystacks? How tall was Giant Haystacks? No, he did in 1982. Fuck me, I did not know that. Wow. Mind you, though, a big guy like, hey, was it Big Daddy? Yeah. Oh, not got done or accused. Okay, fair enough. Either way, it's not good. It's not good. Okay. So, here we go. People are live reviews. Fuck off. Stop. Oh, go away. Okay. Should get the message now. Sorry about that. This is what happens with live reviews. People just decide to call you. Right, so let's have a look. Why they took down that wrestling show? Was that because of the being accused of being a kiddie fiddler, or was that something else? I'm guessing that's why they took it down, right? Because if he got done for kiddie fiddling or accused of kiddie fiddling, it would technically ruin the reputation, right? Oh, well, people seriously do one. Keep fucking texting me and calling me. Yes, right, excellent. You do that. Right, okay, so let's have a look at the answers. So how did King Kong, or his real name, Malcolm Kirk, die? He died of a heart attack. Did you get that? Did he die of a heart attack? Oh yeah, this was it. This was Matty Dan. This was your answer. Completely random, but I love it. Fell off a skyscraper in New York by a shot at by planes. Yeah, can you imagine? Just falling off the tower. So yeah, it's a wrong answer, but I tell you what, it's probably one of the best answers I've seen. That's brilliant. So question number 2 was, did the British Bulldog get in the Hall of Fame? True or false? The answer was false. British Bulldog was a wrestler from the mid 80s, sort of late 80s to around about late 90s. I believe he's dead. Again, I think he died of a heart attack, and also there was rumours that he had spinal injuries as well. Brilliant wrestler. Also went by the name of Davey Boy Smith. Blatantly on steroids, looking at his physique, but then again, most wrestlers are. He was a fantastic wrestler. One of my all-time classic favourites back in the day. Yeah, a few flying around about the wrestling show. Okay. They're ready then. Okay. How much does William Regal weigh? Dan, you said, what did you say? You did say something about how much did he weigh? No idea, you said. Right, okay. No idea, unfortunately, is the wrong answer, but at least she was honest. And the correct answer is he weighs 243 pound or 110 kilo. So yeah, he's not exactly the biggest of guys, but that's a reasonable weight in the wrestling world. And you know, you want to have a bit of bulk behind you, so that people, when they lift you up and throw you around in a ring, you know, you've got some weight behind you to make it harder. Making it hard for them. Right, number 4 was, what was Big Daddy's middle name in wrestling? The answer was Big Daddy Shirley Crabtree. Big Daddy Shirley Crabtree. Where the fuck Shirley come from, I'll never know. Crabtree is just beyond me. So don't know where the hell he got that nickname from or why he had that nickname. Obviously, Big Daddy, because of the size of him, he was hench, you know, tall and fat. Maybe he just like crabbed. Maybe he was the size of an actual crab tree. Who knows? Who knows? And finally, how tall was Giant Haystacks? The answer was a colossal 6'11". Giant Haystacks, 6'11". That is massive. That, you think about it, the Big Show, about 7 foot, so he's not far off the Big Show. Undertaker is 6'10". Kane as well, about 6'9". So yeah, he's a big guy, big guy. And again, to be honest, I don't think I'd want to be in the ring with him, getting thrown around with all that weight and lands on you, big splashes you. Fuck that. Your ribs would probably break. You break your ribs and then you're out of a job. Right, so now we've got, do you know what? I'm going to have another break because we've got two more sections. So the next section is random questions, and then the final section we've got cars. So random section and cars. So let's take another little break. We'll have a little break for now. So now's your chance, guys and fans, to talk about whatever you want while I'm taking a break. Ask me anything if you want. Just have a general chat, how your day's going. I don't really mind how you find lockdown, whatever. I don't care. Just while we have this little break, because it's important to have a break, as they say. Not only that, but I'm sure everyone's brains are hurting from trying to guess all the answers. I mean, mine's not, because it just took me a little while to put these questions together. They're a bit random, I know, but still, this is part of the fun of having a quiz. There again, back into Stewie Griffin again. Stuart. Yes, Stewie Griffin. What is Stewie Griffin's middle name? It's actually Gilligan. Stewie Gilligan Griffin. Yeah, I've got to stop watching Family Guy. What about Some Others Do Admas? Another good one. Right, okay. Do I grab a beer at this point? I am still tempted. Do I risk having chronic heartburn and indigestion? 2 jobs. Yeah, what do I do for a job? I have 2 jobs. One, I'm self-employed, which I can't mention, hence why I wear the mask, because as I mentioned before in the live Q&As or Ask Me Anything video that I did, drinking beer and the way how I am technically goes against everything that I do as a job. But I will say my job involves helping people. So it could be anything. It could be a dentist, it could be a nurse, it could be a doctor, it could be a counsellor, it could be anything. But it's a very, very respected job. I'm not in the army as well, so if that's what you're wondering, I'm not Andy McNabb. Because I know someone's going to throw that one around. Could be in the army, me. It's too much. So yeah, my second job, I actually work for the local council. So yeah, I've got 2 jobs, self-employed, which is highly professional, highly skilled, and I had to learn to train at it. And I've got multiple qualifications in that. I actually do hold 2 diplomas. So yeah, I do have 2 diplomas in that job. And obviously the council job is just my everyday job, where I just go to work pretty much 9 till 5. And yeah, there you go. You're not in MI5. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. If I was, that would probably be one of the best jobs in the world, actually, because some of the shit those guys must see and have to deal with every day, that must be fantastic. Imagine that. MI5, I met James Bond. People are like, James Bond's a fictional character? How did you meet him? Matty Dan, I do software engineering. So software engineering, is that like programs and stuff? Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that like things like Pi and all that? Like Raspberry Pi and stuff like that, and things like that sort of era. I'm not too good with computers, me, so apologies if I'm way off the mark on that one, but yeah. Software engineer though, that's a pretty cool job though. At least you've got to deal with computers. So I'm guessing you could probably make your own supercomputer as well if you wanted to. Make your own PC from scratch. I've always wanted to do that, but I haven't got the know-how or the temperament to do it. Web applications, database programming, and okay, web apps. Okay, it's interesting. So is that web apps? Is that like Java and stuff like that? Database programming, is that like Java? Can't get a job doing it, really? How can you not get a job doing it? Anyone who's interested, there you go. Web applications and database programming. I mean, well, I kind of understand how you couldn't get a job in it, because I suppose you're technically overqualified. Can't do that. You're overqualified. Yeah, JavaScript. Yeah, thought as much. Yeah, can't get a job doing it. That's fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. Have you ever thought about just starting up your own business? You know, getting some parts together and creating an app or something and going it solo. That's what I'd probably do if I had to know how. Because school shortage is a lie, and the uni I went screwed me over. Oh shit! What happened there? What uni screwed you over? What the fuck? Are you sure this wasn't on like Rogue Traders with Matt Allwright? The fake uni that fucking done people out of millions of pounds. That's fucking terrible, man. That is really bad. Okay. Fair enough. Keeps you busy, I guess. Keeps you busy. Anyone want a free website or anyone want to know websites? Matty Dan's your guy. I used to have a website. Took it down. No, ironically, didn't get no traffic from it. Most of my business came from word of mouth. So yeah. But yeah, websites. Good thing to go into. Right, okay, let's get back to the quiz. Let's get physical. Right, section number 4 is random questions. So this is more or less about random stuff in England and around England, etc. So they're not specifically strict, but they all have England in common. So it's still in the English St. George's Day theme, as of all questions have been thus far. So here we go. Question number 1. How many times has England hosted the Olympics? Now, you should know, and I'm going to give you a hint, it's more than one because we know 2012 was the last time they held the Olympics. How many times have England hosted the Olympics? So, the key word being times, as in more than once. That's quite a good one. I remember, well, I don't remember 2, but I remember reading about 1, so technically I got 2 right out of 3, but okay. Question number 2. England has the oldest royal residence still in use, but what's the name of the residence? So England has the oldest royal residence still in use, but what's the name of the residence? The oldest royal residence. What is it? That's a toughie, that one. There can only be 2, maybe 3 answers at best if you really whittle things down. But it is a tough one. Number 3. What year was England founded? What year was England founded? Now, I'm not sure if this is correct or not, but my sources when I was researching this comes up with the same date, so presumably it's correct. If you get the date or the year right, so what year it was, you get 5 points, and if you can guess the exact date, I'll give you an extra 10 because I'm nice like that. You've got a potential like 15 points. Okay, question number 4. What was the surname of Joseph, who invented the first solid chocolate bar in 1850? So the guy who created the first solid chocolate bar in 1850 was called Joseph, but what was his surname? What was Joseph's surname? And I remember watching a documentary on this not so long ago, so you could probably still find the answer to this. Very interesting indeed. It was a good one. Okay, so final question for that round is, before Paddy McGuinness got famous, who was he to Peter Kay? So before Paddy McGuinness was famous, who was he to Peter Kay? And again, this question is true. So if you get the answer to this, then you're pretty good. Don't know why I did that. Shouldn't be doing that. So there you go. So rounding off again. So random questions. Question number 1. How many times has England hosted the Olympics? Number 2. England has the oldest royal residence still in use, but what's the name of the residence? Number 3 was, what year was England founded? And again, I'm giving bonus points for the date and the exact year. Number 4 was, what was the surname of the guy who invented the first solid chocolate bar in 1850? His first name was Joseph, so what was his second name? And finally, before Paddy McGuinness got famous, who was he to Peter Kay? Who was Paddy McGuinness to Peter Kay? And it's not the obvious one. They're not just good friends. There was an actual thing behind it. Right, so let's go over the answers to these ones. Some of these are really hard. Some of these are a bit random, hence the name. So the answer to question number 1 was, how many times has England hosted the Olympics? The answer is 3 times. We hosted it in 1908, then again in 1948, and more recently in 2012. I don't remember because I weren't born then, but I heard about the 1908 one because I read about it, and it was very sort of timid and tame. It was something like, like watching it in black and white TV, like the high vests and fucking trousers like Simon Cowell, and had some interesting events back then. Half the stuff which doesn't exist now. Number 2 was, England has the oldest royal residence still in use, but what's the name of the residence? The answer, of course, is Windsor Castle. I would have accepted Buckingham Palace as well, because technically that is quite old, but it's not as old as Windsor Castle. So could have been 2 for that one. You could have, well, not technically 2, but okay. So Matty Dan, yeah, you got that. Windsor, fantastic. What did you go for 1948? Oh, okay. So what year was England founded? The answer was the 1st of January 1801. 1801. So yeah, a little bit out there, Matty Dan, but not a bad guess actually. I like your next answer. Quite good. What was the surname of Joseph, who invented the first solid chocolate bar in 1850? The answer was, of course, Fry. Fry's chocolate bar. They're still going today. Fry's chocolate. Cadbury was shortly after Fry's. I think Cadbury's were the rival to Fry's, and ironically, Cadbury's won the war. People went off away from Fry's because Cadbury came along and introduced like milk chocolate, and it was more sweeter, and eventually dark chocolate came in, what with their bourbon or bourbon, whatever you want to call it. So Fry's eventually lost out, sadly, but both brands are British, although now Cadbury's is sadly owned by the Americans, and in my eyes has got a damn sight sweeter. So still nice chocolate, but yeah, given a choice, Fry's or Cadbury's, so I'm gonna have to say Cadbury's because it's nicer. But yeah, Fry's, and you probably remember the Fry's chocolate cream. It's really sickly. You can still buy it now. Really sickly chocolate. That. And finally, before Paddy McGuinness got famous, who was he to Peter Kay? Who was he to Peter Kay? Well, the answer was not just good friends, but he was actually Peter Kay's bodyguard. So when Peter Kay was doing stand-up all those years ago, when he was first starting out, he was actually his bodyguard. And interestingly, Peter Kay has a background in karate. He's done karate for many years. He's done what he's known as a black belt or something like that, or a first dan, something like that. Yeah, he was Peter Kay's bodyguard. So when they go out on tour, and I think around about the time they did Phoenix Nights as well, I think was around about the time when Paddy started to get sort of famous with Peter. And obviously from that, he's now released a lot of things, doesn't he? He does Take Me Out, he does a bit of presenting, stuff like that. So Paddy's done pretty well, all to the credit of Peter Kay, which I don't really, it's a bit harsh me saying that, but it's actually somewhat true. Yeah, it's quite true. Right, so we've done random questions. Okay, so section number 5 is cars. All about cars. Now, I'm not exactly a petrol head myself, but I do know a few things about cars. Not hugely into cars myself. I know loads of people that are, hence why I chose this topic, because I've got a feeling a lot of people may be quite good at this. So, question number 1 for cars. Which of these cars is still made in England today? A Morgan, B, a Caterham, or C, a McLaren? That's A, a Morgan, B, a Caterham, or C, a McLaren. Out of all three, which would you prefer to drive? I know exactly what one I prefer to drive. That's a bit of a Jeremy Clarkson question there, wasn't it? Which car would I like to drive? A Maserati. Gotta love a bit of jazzer. Right, question number 2. What is the best-selling car of the UK? A Honda, B, a Jaguar, C, a Fiesta, or D, a Golf? Which is the best-selling car of the UK? A Honda, a Jaguar, a Fiesta, or a Golf? Okay, question number 3. This is a tough one, so I'm not expecting anyone to get this one, but approximately, if you can get nearest to it, I'll give you a point. Approximately how many cars are on the UK roads today? Approximately how many cars are on the road today? That's a toughie. That is a tough one. Question number 4. One of my favourite cars is, what does the ST stand for on a Ford Fiesta? What does the ST stand for on a Ford Fiesta? Gotta love Ford Fiesta in you. So a Fiesta ST, basically. What does that ST stand for on the ST? Fucking rapid cars, I tell you what, they are fucking shooting on. Good cars and all. Right, finally, question number 5. What was the biggest speeding fine issued in the UK? That's what is the biggest speeding fine issued in the UK. So in other words, whether he got caught by a speed camera or one of the old bill with the dark gun things, either way, what one did he, what was the biggest fine issued from that? I'll give you extra points if you know how old the guy was. I'll give you a clue, he was quite young. So, just running over again, which of these cars is still made in England today? A, a Morgan, B, a Caterham, C, a McLaren. Number 2 was, what was the best-selling car of the UK? A Honda, a Jag, Fiesta, or a Golf? Number 3 was approximately how many cars are on the UK roads today. So, get within the nearest and I'll give you a point for that. Number 4 was, what does ST stand for on the Ford Fiesta? So the Ford Fiesta ST, what does it stand for? What does the ST stand for? Number 5, what was the biggest speeding fine issued in the UK? And the answer to that may surprise you. Okay, right, let's look at some of these answers. Let's have a look. So, which of these cars are still made in England today? A Morgan, a Caterham, or a McLaren? The actual answer to number 1 is all 3. Every single one of them are still made in England today. The Morgan being probably one of the oldest. The Caterham as well is generally like a kit car, one you have to put together yourself. And the McLaren is like a supercar. Also famous for what do you call them? Formula One. So yeah, all 3. So that's a trick question. So well done if you knew that. You'll get 5 points for each answer on that one, because I don't know if anyone knew that, but if you did, congratulations. Answer to number 2 was, what was the best-selling car of the UK? A Honda, a Jag, a Fiesta, or a Golf? The answer is a Ford Fiesta. And ironically to that, it's also the most stolen car in the UK as well. So if you've got a Ford Fiesta, make sure you chain it up, lock it up, cement the tyres, put a force field around it so no one can nick it. Maybe get some guns around it so you can shoot the shit out of people. I do like a Ford Fiesta. I must admit, they're quite stylish, cheap to run. Get parts easy for a Ford Fiesta as well, but it is the most stolen car in the UK, sadly. Thankfully, I don't own a Ford Fiesta, so I'm pretty cool with that. The answer to number 3 was approximately how many cars are on the UK roads today. If you can get anywhere near it, would be good. But the correct answer is 37.5 million of us. That's a hell of a lot of us driving on UK roads today. So yeah, that works out more or less every household has approximately about 2 to 3 cars, which is insane, absolutely insane. The answer to number 4 was, what does ST stand for on a Ford Fiesta ST? The answer, of course, is Sports Technologies. Sports Technologies. Ford STs are very quick to drive, mostly associated with boy racers, and people like to do them up a little bit as well. Not that you need to, because it's got plenty of horsepower. It's pretty quick on its own accord, and generally a nice looking car as well. Number 5. What was the biggest speeding fine issued in the UK? You are not going to believe the answer to this, but the answer is a whopping £96,425. How the fuck can you owe a fine worth £96,000? What the fuck? So I did a little bit of digging, and apparently the guy who got the speeding ticket had 21 points on his license, and he was only 25 years old. 25 years old, and you owe literally a house. Yeah, because that's going to work out in court, isn't it? That really is going to work out in court, is it, or is it not? Hello, I'm a 25-year-old chap. I was a bit of a knob because I was racing too fast. Went past a camera, it flashed me, and yes, now I owe pretty much nearly 100 grand for my fine. I'm just happy getting fined a fucking tenner. Right. So there you go. That is pretty much the quiz. But before I round this quiz off, I've got a bonus question. Does anyone know what the best-selling beer is in the UK? I'm just going to post this in. So this is a bonus question. What is it? I don't know. I can't spell and I can't type. Right, there you go. So that's my bonus question. What is the best-selling beer in the UK? And I'm actually shocked at this. Well, I'm not shocked, but I'm pretty much appalled by it because it's a shit beer. And if you drink it, there's something wrong with you. You need a better beer. Anyone get the bonus question? What's the best-selling beer in the UK? Best-selling beer in the UK. And if you get this right, well, actually, no. I'm going to put it on the screen. So if you get it right, or if you guess correctly without actually looking at the answer, you've just earned yourself 15 points because I can. And there you go. That's the best-selling beer of the UK, apparently. Carling. Carling's the best-selling beer of the UK. Why? I don't know. Just it tastes like water. It's just bland. It's shit. It's crap. It's horrible. Made in Burton-on-Trent. Something wrong with you by Carling. You need to be shot. Nice, easy, light beer. I will admit that, but not good. Right, so there you go, fans. Add up your scores and let me know what you scored in the comment section below. Remember, each answer you answered correctly is worth 5 points unless stated otherwise. So add up your scores and let me know in the comment section below how well you did. And I'll be pleased to see how many of you got what right as well. If you want another live pub quiz, then let me know in the comment section below. Just say, yes, Ruku, we'd love to see another pub quiz. Or if not, then don't. I'm not sure when my next live video will be. As I mentioned, I will be streaming in advance, so if you turn on channel notifications, I will set these accordingly, so don't worry, you won't miss out, as there will be a little reminder. And in the meantime, I'm going to go back to reviewing more beers. I've got quite a few to get through at the moment, so thank you for watching, and you've been wonderful. And most importantly, have a fantastic St. George's Day, and don't forget, get pissed, go out there in the street, cause mayhem, fly the British flag, and shout out "Ooh-ah-ya, ooh-ah-ya, 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 ooh-ah-ya." They didn't know who I am. I'm Stuart Griffin, apparently.